How in the world can I balance cardio strength and flexibility workouts? I want to do them all and I don't have that much time. And what are the best next steps? Well, to balance cardio strength and flexibility workouts, I want you to consider one thing first. What in the world are your priorities? Do you want to get better at running? Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to be a little more flexible? What's going to be the most important thing for you in your daily life? And once you find your priority of either cardio, weights, or flexibility, it makes the answer really, really easy on how do you balance them all. Because you're going to be giving the most amount of time and attention to the one that you want to do the most. So let's give an example of somebody who has 1 hour in the gym. If we're filling most of our time with our highest priority, and maybe right now weights and being stronger is our highest priority, let's say we give 30 minutes to weights. That's great. We still have 30 more minutes then after that to do some cardio and flexibility. You kind of tiered on your next point of the list. Cardio is a little more important to me right now than flexibility. So I'm going to do 20 minutes of cardio. Again, these are all arbitrary numbers. I'm kind of just coming up with them. You could do 40 minutes of weights and then do 10 minutes of cardio and then 10 minutes of flexibility. But you're basically tiering what your priorities are and basing off of that, because at the end of the day, your goals are the most important thing in the gym, and it wouldn't make much sense to have a goal of trying to get stronger and then spending 45 minutes on cardio and then only 15 minutes on weights. It just doesn't make sense. So let your goals guide you, let them persuade you on how you balance it overall. There is some good news when it comes to doing all of these activities together. There is a little confliction between weights and cardio. A lot of the research nowadays shows that unless you're doing very high intensity amounts of physical activity and cardiovascular exercise, there isn't really going to be any detriments overall to your muscle mass and strength mass. So that's some great news. If the cardio does become too intense where you are burning such a high amount of calories where you can't recover well, or if the workload is so high that you can't recover just because your central nervous system is zapped, then that is going to come at a cost for building muscle and potentially other aspects of your life too. You might be more irritable and tired and not be able to function quite as well in your day-to-day life. Another great news is that you can combine weights and cardio pretty easily through circuit training. This is one of my favorite hacks to get my workouts quicker. I'll pair maybe some jogging with some squats. I'm doing cardiovascular exercise with some strength exercise. You can do them at the same time. Again, this isn't going to optimize strength or optimize your cardiovascular system, but for a lot of individuals who are just trying to remain fit and healthy and feel the best in their daily lives, this is going to really shave off some time in your workouts. And the good news is that they work very well together. Another point of good news is that it takes very, very little amount of stimulus to actually maintain your gains. So if you're in a position where you want to get stronger, but you also really, really, really want to improve your cardiovascular system, you want to improve your ability to run really far or to do some sprints on a bike really heavy, you can put your weights on the back burner. You can just go to a basically maintenance weight where you're not really pushing yourself too hard, but it's not too easy. You're not actually pushing yourself to get better in the weights, and then really focus on the cardio at that time. You're likely going to maintain all your strength and you're going to slightly improve your cardio as well. So that's kind of a good thing. If you just want to put one on the back burner for the most part, it takes very little to overall maintain it. Smash the like button if you're getting some value and learning something new from this video. One other thing I do want to mention too when it comes to flexibility training is that flexibility training can directly affect your cardio and weight sessions. So dynamic stretching is good. This is like doing a light warm-up where you're doing some high knees, you're doing some lunge and reaches. That's what we would consider a dynamic warm-up. Static stretching, where you're sitting down and stretching a muscle, or maybe doing an arm across your chest stretch, right, before you do some bench press, that can actually be a detriment towards your overall muscle growth and performance. It's not really going to put you at a risk of injury, but you're really cutting yourself short on what you can actually get out of the gym if you do that static stretching beforehand. So what I want to come as an overarching thing for all of this is to just make sure you do your flexibility training last, because that is going to be the most important thing, because you're trying to get better at your cardio and weights. Do flexibility training last, because that can take away from those two aspects of fitness.